Good evening, everyone. You have just joined the broadcast of When Life Speaks on the Streaming Inspirational Broadcast Network. As we are counting down to our official start, I want you to get your watch parties going, tag, and share. Every program holds great promise, and every program holds great possibilities, and we want you to participate. We have a good thing here, and you know you don't want to keep a good thing to yourself. So now that you've started your parties, tagged and shared with friends, and encourage them to do the same, are you ready? Great, because it's time for When Life Speaks. Life speaks. It speaks through struggles and success, through music and messages, the preconceived and the unexpected. Whether you are in the depths of the valley or in the midst of your mountaintop experience, everyone needs to be encouraged from time to time. Here we will share stories of strength, testimonies of triumph, verses of victory, observations, and information meant to touch the heart and uplift the soul, to keep you on your path of purpose with power and authority. This is Andrea L. Hines, and I'm your host for When Life Speaks here on the Streaming Inspirational Broadcast Network. I am glad you accepted the invitation to join us tonight. There is something in this broadcast just for you, and if it is going to be a blessing to your life, it will be a blessing to someone else as well. So, did you start your watch party? Did you tag and share someone you know and invite them to join? I certainly hope so, because now it's time to get ready to receive, so that when life speaks, you will speak life. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to When Life Speaks. This is your host, Andrea L. Hines, and as always, I am so glad to have you and glad you made it to Thursday. No matter what kind of week you have had, you're almost there. That's right. The weekend is right around the corner, and I hope you have something planned that will relieve the stress if you got any stress. I hope you will get the time to fit in some relaxation, to refuel, reset, refresh, restart, be rejuvenated, whatever it takes. And I hope you are making plans to visit a local church this weekend. You know, some of you attended church on Resurrection Sunday and made some promises about getting to church more frequently. So this is the time, this is the weekend. So go on out to your local church and give God some praise. Now, I got a couple of pieces of business to get out of the way before we start with our guests. One is a huge thank you from Lynn Hines and An Elegant Encounter for your support in getting the Easter baskets to the children at the Raleigh Rescue Mission. She was able to do 48 baskets from infants to 18-year-olds, and she did it with your help. And of course, God was in the middle of it and in the beginning of it, and at the end of it, he's always with us when we're doing his work. So go to Facebook page to An Elegant Encounter and see the pictures of what you helped to create. It was a great outcome. And thank you all for your support. The second thing is there is an important date you should have circled on your calendar, and that is May 18th from 3 to 6. It is our 1-year anniversary celebration of When Life Speaks. Now, if you don't have your ticket, look at the link above, click on it, be sure to get your ticket. Ticket sales are going to end on May the 10th, and we will not be having tickets sold at the door. So if you are planning to attend, you want to go on and get your ticket Now we're going to have some live interviews. We're taking pictures. We're eating some elegant hors d'oeuvres. We're giving away some stuff, and it's going to be just a great old-fashioned party. So you want to be there and take part in that. That's on May the 18th. But for tonight, I have a very special guest with me. Her name is Helen Mahalia Lawrence. She carries a lot of titles. They call her Lady Helen. Some of us call her Lady Mocha. She's a minister. She's a prophetess. She's visionary and founder of the Woman to Woman Resource Outreach. She's a certified life coach. She's an inspirational speaker, multimedia, radio personality, and co-owner of Mocha Live Inspirational Network, where she is host on When Sunday Comes and Command the Morning. I tell you, this is a busy, busy lady. I'm glad we have her tonight. She's the co-author of a project called Unleash Your Shero, a blueprint for living your best life. And now she's co-author of a new project, Women Who Win. And that's what she's going to be talking about tonight. You know, we talk a lot about winning in the marketplace, winning in the playing field, winning the race, winning the contract, winning in life. We equate it with success, and success is equated with women. And tonight, Lady Mocha, and then I call her Mahalia, so you'll hear me call her Mahalia, will be sharing her heart with us about the book and give us some nuggets about winning. So we're going to take a quick break right here, and when we return, you will meet our guest, Helen Mahalia Lawrence. Stay tuned. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for staying tuned. You know you're on When Life Speaks. I'm your host, Andrea L. Hines, and you are getting ready to hear from my guest tonight, Miss Helen Mahalia Lawrence. So let's send up some hearts and show her some love. And welcome, Mahalia. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Hines. I'm so glad to be here. I'm excited about what God's got for us tonight.
I tell you, he always has something planned. Sometimes he shifts us around and turns us around a little bit, but we're going to always let him have his way and yield to what it is that he has in store for us. But always, I like for my guests when they come on to share a little bit about their personal bio. I told people about you professionally and from a ministerial standpoint, but tell us a little bit about Helen Mahalia Lawrence, where you were born. Tell us about your background, your kids, and all that good stuff. So you go ahead. Let us know a little bit more about you.
Okay, well, thank you. Again, like I said, so glad to be here. Appreciate this opportunity and this time. I'm humbled. I'm excited. You know how they say, I'm grateful to be able to be given a platform to impact lives for greater change. Again, my name is Helen Lawrence. I'm happily married to none other than Bishop Greg L. Lawrence, which is a.k.a. known as DJ Mister for Mocha Live Inspirational Radio. We have two radios, one radio, two radio stations, and God is growing. He's enlarging our territory. I just want to throw a plug in there. Don't mess around and start echoing that prayer of Jabez and mean it from your heart. Standing looking out over the ocean, if you know what I'm saying. God will begin to enlarge and increase. I have three amazing children. One lives in Vegas by the name of Chanel, married, with four outstanding unsung heroes of mine. I also have Nakia, who's also married and now resides in Germany, with an unsung hero, Trinity Nicole, who it seems like they're growing up in front of my eyes but away from me, if that makes sense. And then we call him the bishop of the house, is Christian Lawrence. He's in Greensboro and doing amazing work with young men, I call them gentlemen, young kings. He's giving back from his military stance of saying that even though the father is in the house, but yet he's not present. So I thought, I thought, wow, okay, this is absolutely amazing, son. Absolutely go for it. So, and then a little more about me. I was raised and reared out of Claremont, Florida, which some will know Orlando, Florida. Yeah, I'm a Disney girl, Disney baby, and I'm going to let y'all laugh that I was Minnie Mouse for many years while I worked. I sure was. I enjoyed it, though, every bit of it, transforming from costume to costume to costume, but it was amazing. Like I said, married, husband retired from the military, and I'm just glad to be here. Dr. Hines, I'm glad to be doing the work of the Lord. And as we all start, like really building a kingdom so the people can really understand that even though I'm not where I used to be or where I ought to be, I'm definitely not where I used to be.
Amen. That is the truth, and I'm grateful to have you, Mahalia. We have been friends for many years now, and I really, I got tickled when you were talking about Disney. I said, now how did she hide the Disney thing from me all these years? So when you come on When Life Speaks, you never know exactly what life is going to be.
That's it, yeah. And that's what carried, Dr. Hines, that's what carried me through, I have to say, my college days. That's how I paid for, that's how I paid for my car. My parents, hey, we'll get your car, but you're going to need a job. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to college. How that work? You know what I mean? Can I get it? Wait a minute, that means I got to, So it back then, Mom and them didn't play. You got a choice. You going to college. Now, you didn't have a choice about that. I don't care what you going up out of here. But, it was a way to kind of have fun, should I say, while you're working. I also worked on the campus at Seminole Community College for a long time. But that's where I really kind of had more fun being Minnie Mouse. You know what I'm saying? Hot in that uniform in the summer.
Your being able to work and go to school and do all of those things are very much a part of your journey. And a lot of times when we think we have arrived or we think we're at the place that we want to be, we often forget all of those things that got us there. So I just appreciate you sharing that because people, don't always get to know the backstory of the story. And I want to kind of switch a little bit because I really want to get into this issue of women who win. And I know that you have co-authored this book, but I want you to just share with the listeners right now, number one, why this is important. I know that we're living our best life. We always talk about living our best life now, and there are conferences about it. We had a guest a couple of weeks ago who was participating in a conference with that title. But this issue of winning is different things to different people, I think, just because your purposes are different. Our purposes are different, and what our goals are different. What we're trying to achieve is different. So what winning looks like to me may not be the same of what winning looks like to you. So tell us a little bit about this book, Women Who Win, and just, you've got the floor. Just share your heart with it.
Okay. Dr. Rosalind T. Hill is the editor of this book. There are 10 of us, okay, and I'm including myself when I say that. 10 women. It's about our test, but yet our testimonies. I remember when she said, this book is about women who win, unstoppable despite life changes or challenges. And she said, listen to me well, ladies. She said, really listen to me well. I don't only want you to tell us your story, but I want you to testify. And then she turned around and she said, and then give us the testimony. So we were like, huh? Is that not the same thing? She said, no. What I want you to do is tell them just what you, like you explained, Dr. Hines. That's a part of my journey, a part of my story. But now I need to tell you that I really did go through that. I really did, need to admit. But now let me lead you out of that and let you know that even though I went through that, I'm unstoppable because I made it. And if I can make it through that by the grace of God, I can make it through the next section or the next chapter or the next season. Because with myself, and I, will go ahead and say, there's so many of us. I mean, we talked about the Women Who Win is about divorcees in ministry. It's about domestic violence. It's about women with church hurt that seem like they're stuck, seem like they just can't come from behind what happened. It's about the murder of a loved one. It's about cancer. And your illness and how the doctor said you look like you're getting better, but then all of a sudden it seemed like it showed up again. It's about wrestling with do I abort this baby because right now it's not good timing. When I say a death of a spouse, I could go on and on out of the 10 women, and we all said at the end how phenomenally God gave her this to put it together. This book also, I want to remind you a little bit, it's an analogy of testimonies that flows from all of our hearts. But mainly it's not just for us. It is for women from across the nation all the way to Africa. And she was saying that's why she really wanted us to get really powerful with our testimonial part, because the book is really going to minister to those women in Africa who think that they can't make it through trials and tests and their issues and circumstances, or they don't see a way out. So my portion is about domestic violence. And I know some said, wow, had no idea. Yes, like Dr. Hines said, that part of my history has made me become the woman who I am today. And again, I say it's about women who win. Our voices kind of ring out. We had an opportunity to put pen to paper and literally, I call it share, show a vulnerable side, also be able to talk about the logic, talk about the lack of resources that we had. Medical science said one thing, but God was saying something else, or man was saying something else, or when man said no, God said not so. So for my portion, and I don't want